capitalism. And you and I did shows back in the past, and I said, you know what, the parrot that I said, I'm gonna come up with a term, and I promise you, God in heaven is my witness. I had never heard the word hoflation. Now, could it have been out? I don't know. I didn't hear about it. And then I came up with the word hoflation. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah. And
Nope.
Can you hear me clearly? Hey, salute to you, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you perfect, man. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, salute to everybody in the chat too. You know, but yeah, I mean, you came out with that. You started using that word first. And it's interesting to how so much of the social media is picked onto it. And even some of the phrases that I use, I hear be used out here in these YouTube streets, you know, on different bigger channels, mostly.
Yeah, the bigger channels, right. They don't get the smaller channels no credit, man. They'll steal the concept, run with it, and people that think that's a term that they came up with, and they never give you credit for it, man. But AI is taking over, man. I'm going to show you some clips in a minute. But I created 2 new terms. One is called genetically modified truth, the presupposition that by default that women are better than men and therefore men should be under their subjugation, and then digitally modified truth, which is the promulgation of media, politics, intersectionalism, feminism, and all that, and it's created the cesspool that we have now. And so you and I always talk, man. We talk in the back sometime, and we talk about men leveling up. But like I said, what are men leveling up for? What are they leveling up for? But hold tight, because this is what I'm gonna show you what men got in the past compared to what men got now, are getting now. But until we get to that, I'm gonna finish playing this clip.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Hold tight.
This government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Got it.
What do you think about this digital ID, man? Everything is just changing, brother, right before our eyes. You and I talk all the time in the back, but what's your take on this digital ID, this new world order that's happening right before our eyes, but also the incessant rebellion that you still continue to see with some modern women? What do you think about all of that?
Well, it's just part of the whole idea of matrix control. And you talked about the social credit score, which is already going on in places like China now. Well, salute to Gregory Scott and the rest of the brothers. But that's what's going on over in China. China is so bad with the social credit score, you can't even get on a flight and leave the country or get credit or be approved for credit unless your social credit score is good. So they want to track everything that everybody does, so that they can have absolute control over people. And that's within itself is scary as we go more towards a world that's going to be dominated more by AI going into the future. And including, you know, obviously what we're seeing going on right now with the job market. So it's getting a little bit concerning, I guess. And I think a lot of people are feeling the pinch now, especially with the economy.
Yeah. They are feeling with the pinch of the economy. Shout out to Greg. He said, "Hey, peace of light. I saw you on the podcast the other day with that message."
I don't think that brother know who he was talking to. I'll be honest with you. I like the brother, but I don't think he knew who he was talking to. I tried to talk to him because I think a lot of the brothers, they have this mindset and mentality that a lot of the outcomes out here with a lot of the brothers is basically based upon them not leveling up to a certain standard to get a certain type of women.
Right.
But not realizing that even the men at a certain standard are not marrying these women. So they never really talk about the product that they're asking men to marry. And even furthermore, when those men do follow behind these guys in these ecclesiastic type marriages, when they don't work out like Steven Crowder, these guys are like, you can put them on the back of a milk carton for missing person. These guys are gone. They're going to turn around and blame the man. They want these guys to marry these retired 304s, you know, and they don't care about the consequences that happens with these marriages.
Right.
They just want you to just break the church, marry these girls, marry these women.
Right.
Again, they think that just because these women have going to church and repenting of their sins, they're qualified to be wives.
Right. I'm going to show you something. Hold tight. I'm gonna finish playing this clip, and then we're gonna get into that because I got another clip for it. Let me finish playing this.
And can I say salute to the War Report? Appreciate the $20.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the War Report, man. Always showing love. Shout out to the War Report. Hold tight, man. Let's get back to this. Hold tight.
Almost sounds like Book of Revelation, where it says that you will not be able to buy or sell except if you have the mark of the beast. Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. Now, in Vietnam, millions of bank accounts already have been shut down because people didn't link them to their new biometric IDs. Now, for the record, these IDs are supposed to promote convenience and security, and I'm kind of looking forward to not carrying my ID in the wallet because I keep forgetting my wallet, making our life easier, preventing fraud, and making things more modern. The problem, though, is when the government holds all the keys, your money, your health, your travel, and your social media, it opens the door for control and punishment. So is this the mark of the beast? Not yet, but it conditions the world for it. The scripture is very specific about the mark of the beast, as it will be instituted in the last days under Antichrist rule. It will be required to buy or sell. It will demand worship and allegiance to the beast, and it will be somehow tied to a number 666, and refusing this will bring you death. These digital IDs may feel like dress rehearsals, conditioning people to accept government-controlled systems, but they are not yet the mark itself. The mark will be about worship and allegiance, not simply about data and finance. For Christians, this is not something to be afraid of, but we must be alert. We are sealed, not with a digital code, but with the Holy Spirit of God.
Let me ask you a question, man. Hoflation in a changing economy with AI taking over. And like I said, man, I came up with the term hoflation. You and I did shows years ago. You talked about something called relationship capitalism. And I say the antithesis to that was hoflation. And we've seen it, promulgate, become even worse. But I want you to listen to what Vincent Ellison said. I even reached out to him and told him that term came from me. But I want you to listen to him, and then I'm going to show you what my grandfather got and what your grandfather got compared to what men are getting now. So
worth, and their worth will not be an inflation. It'll be limitless. We'll all start putting you on the pedestals that my father put my mother on. That my grandfather put my grandmother on. That my great-grandfather put my great-grandmother on. You know why? Because I knew all three of them. And they revered these women, and they loved them. Sadly, all of these men had to bury their wives, and I saw them all weep and hold their hands while they passed. And the word hoflation did not even exist in our community during those times. You know why? Because the women were so awesome, it had no countenance. There's no description for it. It didn't exist. We can get back there. So maybe we can get to a point where we can throw this word away. We have the examples. We need to look to them. Some of these beautiful, elegant old women still exist. But Vince Ellison ain't gonna let you go until we get back to where we're supposed to be.
I like what Vince is proposing, man, but it ain't gonna happen in our lifetime, man. Because this is what my granddad got, Peaceful Life, and I think this is why you argue so much when you hear men saying leveling up. First of all, men should level up for themselves first. But if you do level up, what do you get? So this is what men got: a cycle of dysfunction from most married to least married. We went from most married to least married, from virgins to low bodies, from low bodies to ran through, from kids in marriage to kids out of wedlock, from widows to divorced women with kids, from divorced women to multiple women with kids by multiple men, from husband to spouse and their partner. And this is all a cycle of dysfunction that's tied into social engineering. What resonates with you the most? And the woman to the right, that's my grandmother, man. That's my grandmother Beulah. And that's my granddad. I got a head like my granddad. That's my granddad to the right. and that's my grandma, man. And that's what my granddad got. So to all the men that saying leveling up, I'm saying leveling up for what? What are we leveling up for, man? Talk to me, because I heard you've been passionate. I'm talking about it. You know, I mean, you know, God said level up. Okay, what are we leveling up to? You see this diagram. Tell me what you think about it. Go ahead, brother.
That's one of the problems I think with I have trouble with the whole concept. Even when a brother Kevin Samuels came up with the term high value,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with high value. Like if you're somebody, okay, I always look at things from an apocalyptic term. If this is an apocalyptic environment, who's going to get that round first? That's dead weight to the village. You know. Now, if you say a guy that's a doctor, we need him. Engineer, we damn sure need them. Anybody that's skilled with their hands or that can handle weapons, that can build things, we need them. So if you want to cast high value to those types of people that bring value to the tribe, and that is separate from the ability to attract and draw women. When you add the high value because you can get better women factor, that's when I jump off the boat. Y'all are crazy. Y'all tripping now. Now you're talking about what are you talking about? So if a woman slept with Mook Mook and Day Day when she was 21 and 22, let's say she got pounded out by about 10 of those guys. And now she's 35. Let's say she went to college, she's graduated college, and she became a master's in something, whatever. The fact of the matter is that guy who's high value, accordingly, if he's getting her, what is he getting that Day Day and Mook Mook didn't get? You know what I mean? What if he just walking in the mall with his so-called bride and Mook Mook walked by, his pants is hanging down to his calves, and he's one of those older dudes with Arrested Development. He look at you, you wearing a nice suit, you're a nice lawyer right now. She's looking good, wearing that expensive purse. And Mook Mook looks across, say, "Hey, what's up? What's up, my girl? I used to pound her back in high school." You a high value, you can be a high value man all you want. You know what I mean? That dude look like he got, gold teeth in his, he got like 2 gold teeth in his mouth and shit. He smashed your wife back in the day. You know what I mean? Like what is high value about that? You know what I mean?
Right.
The whole idea, the whole idea of being high values, you have access to things that lesser quality men have not sampled.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So that disqualified this high value thing, because I used maybe some strange analogies. The only difference between that high value man and the guy who they considered lesser values, that he could reach further down the trash can. And that's the disturbing thing about modern relationships.
Right.
There's no separation in quality.
Right.
In fact,
I agree.
Women, they self-brand themselves as certain quality.
I agree. And like I said, the man to the right is my grandfather. My grandma was a virgin. My mom was a virgin when she got married, man. Actually, that was the norm back in the day. Men didn't have to work hard for that. They didn't have to work hard for it. It was the standard. I also believe, listen to what Vincent Ellison said. He said those men held their wives' hands and they cried.
Oh, absolutely.
I think women were better women back then because they didn't have as much freedom, but also they didn't have as much trauma. And this foolishness that they can do what men do. Men and women are not the same.
Oh yeah, and you can walk around with pride, knowing that like that. Give you an example. That's a tough thing for a man to swallow in 2020. I mean, any man with pride and dignity. It's a tough environment, man. Like you literally, I mean, where's the pride in that? Where's the beat on your chest? What? I mean, you can have that master's in engineering all you want. You know what I mean? And, it doesn't matter. So that's what really, really, really. I mean, and I talked about it a lot. Just even in the videos today, we talk about what destroyed the dating market is that everybody wants to be the 11 p.m. guy. Right. Like if you know that these women, and they're single but they're sexually active, and that dude is coming over at 11 and he's getting blessed. Well, and he had to pay that expensive $200 date. Well, shoot, I want to be the 11 p.m. guy too, wouldn't you? Kosher, why the hell do I want to go through all that shit? I'm like, yo, what is the application? I want to I'd be trying to meet up with the 11 p.m. guy and ask him, what is your angle? How are you getting in there at 11? You know what I mean? I ain't trying to take this one out on a date. You're getting access with her. That's the problem, is that the bar is so low for the guy who women find attractive.
Right.
And what's happening now is, in a society that's dysfunctional and that's matriarchal, not patriarchal, very gynocentric environment, is that marriage is the last place finish reward.
Right.
It's an upside down dysfunctional culture.
It is very, very upside down. I totally agree. It's very upside down, very dysfunctional, and it doesn't benefit men that made good choices. You know, a lot of men, you know, it bothers men when people have these high standards, and when men say, "What are we getting?" and nobody can never tell them what the man is going to get. They can never tell the man.
Well, it's even worse, brother. I mean, I have these content creators coming on, especially these bootleg Kevin Samuels. There's a lot of bootleg Kevin Samuels on there, and they're out here shaming men for the wrong thing. You know, like I told you about reaching the young men, you have to develop masculinity and manhood separate from the women nowadays. But there's these bootleg Kevin Samuels coming in here. Oh, you know, if you guys were like us, you would get better outcomes. Well, what do you like? So you're saying you got yourself a virgin there?
Right.
You know what I mean? You got yourself a chaste woman, and you married, you in a relationship with a chaste woman? What are you, number 25? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You can't get these guys in their, you know, their ego and their self-righteousness, and they're I call them intellectual masturbation. These intellectual masturbators, these bootleg Kevin Samuels, are the ones that make my stomach turn. Half of these guys are cucked simps. I can smell a cucked simp from a mile away because of the way they talk to men. They treat women like women have no agency. And we have this rise, I call it the rise of the bootleg Kevin Samuels. These cucked dudes that finally started making money. And they have this arrogance about them because they come and they're lecturing men, hardworking, honorable men, blue-collar men, decent men. And if you look what they got at the house, half of the women that they have at the house have been ran through. So it's like, come on, man. Stop beating on your chest. And I always tell these guys, stop beating on your chest about your ability to acquire leftover women.
What do you think about the cycle dysfunction, man? You know, what resonates the most? And then we're going to get into a couple of videos I want to show you. But what resonates
on the list you have on the screen now?
Yeah, the cycle of dysfunction. You know, the one that stands out to me is from husband to spouse. And then the last one is partners, which tied it to egalitarianism. You got a lot of men now that are partners in their relationship. They don't even lead their homes. Them and the wives both lead, and there's not a clear delineation of who the leader is and who the supporter is. The woman was made for man. Man wasn't made for woman. Women are supposed to support men and support their mission, but men are supposed to love their wives, die for their wives, to protect their wives. It doesn't mean that men abuse power. It doesn't mean that women don't have a voice. But there's a concept called paranoid persecution that's not tied into reality, but it's tied into what's called digitally modified truth, but also genetically modified truth. What resonates the most with you, man, looking at this list that you see up here?
From most married to least married.
What resonates on that particular perspective?
Because that's the key to really a functioning community and society, the nuclear family. And that also affects wealth. Generational wealth, especially the rearing of boys in a masculine environment, because anytime you want to take out a culture or community, you take out the men first, feminize the men. I seen, what's his name? The brother, what's his name? Dr. Hassan, Hassan Johnson. And he talk about the feminization of the males. It's black and white, but a black community is really bad because it's a matriarchal culture. Mm-hmm. And when you create an environment where you subjugate the men or weaken the men, it's easy to extract votes. It's easy to extract money out of the women, especially at the church. Mm-hmm. And you can destroy a community by or just even weaken a community by not having strong men around. So mm-hmm. systematically, I believe that's been done, mm-hmm. especially in the black community.
Yes, it has, man, and not just the black community in America.
In America in general.
And that's why I said they believe, like Kevin Samuels said, right. It's the good lies. They believe the good lies. Hold tight.
Asked for it. And
So they believe the good lies, and you're correct. There are some, there are some guys that keep it real, like me, and they're honest. But then
Right.
there are some that tell women good lies, and telling women good lies is not hurting women, helping women. It's hurting women. I've always said, man, that women are the sellers and men are the buyers. But the problem in our society is that the seller is trying to tell the buyer what the market is instead of becoming what the market wants. Would you not agree with that?
I absolutely agree with it. I mean, and it makes perfect sense. But, obviously, if you're telling the truth nowadays, nobody, and I put a quote up, the further society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those that speak it. And that's what you're seeing right now. What is that? Orwell that made that.
Orwell, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And fundamentally, that's where we're at right now. And again, it's not even helping in these men's spaces too, because we got too many cucked dudes making content. And it all comes back full center. Not that men don't need to be held accountable, shaming men for getting, for walking away or not accepting. See, when they talk about the black man, they always talk about you need to be coaching these women to be what they're supposed to be in the first place. Like if you're a man, your daddy's supposed to raise you to be a man. If you're a woman or you're a marriageable woman, you should have been raised to be a wife. But when it comes to talking about the black man, you have to accept women that are less than what they're supposed to be. And somehow you're supposed to sell them on the idea of being what they're supposed to be in the first place. And who has time for that? And that's why I brought up the term relationship capitalism. And, those who don't compete won't be chosen. Women have agency.
Yes, they have agency, but also they gotta compete. And you know what I find baffling, man? My grandmom, your grandmom, and your mom, those women understood that years ago. Women years ago understood that, but women now, sadly, they don't understand it, man. They don't understand it. Let's get into it. Hold tight. I'm gonna play some of these clips real quick. Hold tight.
they got it. Cat ladies will be the new norm. 2030 and beyond. And men told you so. Who will save them? Will it be the government, community, or themselves?
This is a very vulnerable, transparent moment with you guys. So let's just keep it real positive in the comment section, okay? I'm just being open with you. This is the first time in my adult life where I'm like, Len, you can't afford that. Len, don't buy that. Because money is funny right now. And let me save y'all the comments where y'all gonna be like, go get a job, go apply for a job. There's people with jobs right now, I'm not getting a job. But no, I honestly, if I did decide to go get a job, I honestly would struggle more. And I say that because it's not to say I'm not making money.
Now, this woman is an influencer. Hold your comments, but she's an influencer. And she says she's struggling. But hold your point, though. Hold your point. Hopefully, she did change the comment. Hold your point.
I'm able to pay my bills. I'm just living paycheck to paycheck.
Y'all, it's hard to empathize. It's getting harder and harder to empathize with modern day women. Because again, it's like, you're finding out what the result of what you've been yelling and screaming and talking about for years. We don't need men. We choose the bear. We don't need men in this world and they're pointless and, all of this stuff. But then you have this percentage of women, you got this percentage of women over on TikTok making these god-awful videos about how tired they are and how tired they are working and, being a single mom is so hard and, oh my gosh, I have to do everything. Yeah, that's the life that you fought so hard for. Like, that's the part that's mind-altering. Y'all fought so hard for exactly what you got. This is exactly what you fought for. And now that you have it, you're like, ah, shoot. This is not what I expected.
This is a very vulnerable, transparent moment with you guys. So let's just keep it real positive in the comment section, okay? I'm just being open with you guys. This is the first time in my adult life where I'm like, Lynn, you can't afford that. Lynn, don't buy that. Because money is funny right now. And let me save y'all the comments where y'all gonna be like, go get a job, go apply for a job. There's people with jobs right now not getting a check. But no, I honestly, if I did decide to go get a job, I honestly would struggle more. And I say that because it's not to say I'm not making money. Like, I'm able to pay my bills. I'm just living paycheck to paycheck as a content creator. I'm okay with it. I am just venting to you guys because I'm like, damn, I just changed my entire interior of my camper to white and I really wanted to finish decorating the inside. And there's so many things I want to buy to decorate the inside. And I was just like, it's not a necessity. I don't need to decorate. And I can't afford to decorate. And I was just like, I just had a moment. I'm sitting in the car like, wow. Like, I literally am like, you can't buy that right now. Like, just wait on it.
One of the things you talked about is that you have a disdain for men dealing with women that likes discipline. It's the financial responsibility that can come along with that. I want you to elaborate in under 1 minute why that's so important and why young men need to be aware of women that lack financial responsibility and financial discipline.
Well, I think especially when you're looking at this one with the big tattoo on her neck, obviously this one is just going rogue, but they're going to put all the financial burden on your life. And we're dealing with a modern woman that's not going to fall under your leadership. So responsibility without authority is slavery. They're not going to listen to you. They want to be egalitarian and they still want you to pay all the bills. It's just a bad deal, to be honest with you.
I totally agree. Hold tight.
And as a content creator, you kind of got to switch things up every now and then. And it's not going to always, you're not going to always receive the same paycheck every month. So it's literally just one of those situations. I transitioned to being a full-time YouTuber. By the way, if you want to go bench all my videos, that will also help me get that money. But I transitioned to be a YouTuber versus a live streamer, and I took an extreme pay cut. Anyways, I am truly blessed. I have a roof over my head and I'm able to eat, okay? So no complaints. Again, just venting. And no, I wouldn't change anything I'm doing. I truly love what I do.
The traditional traits that made relationships work didn't disappear randomly. They were systematically deconstructed. Cooking is oppression. Cleaning is servitude. Child rearing is unpaid labour. But somehow, male provision is still expected. The selective elimination.
And I think this harkens to what you're talking about, because men are still expected to adhere to traditional archetypes and traditional norms, but they're not getting the same consistency the men got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. You know, women think it's slavery for them to cook a man a meal now. You got women calling women like Bashur a slave. She a slave. They call Bashur a slave because she cooked a husband a meal. and I always say, listen, it's gotten so bad, even though I like what Bashur is doing, and she's a good sister, but it's gotten so bad that if a woman cook a man a meal, that's seen as like as an accomplishment. But back in the day, that was just the norm. I don't know how things were for you in the Bahamas, but I remember when they would date men, it was normal for them to cook them something to eat. They would cook strangers something to eat. Am I right or wrong?
Well, I mean, you're dealing with a situation like for instance, even if it's so bad with the culture that treating a man good and not having a conversation about how he's spoiling you or what he's doing for you, you're considered like you're in an abusive relationship to these women,
Right.
modern women, to the sisterhood.
Right.
They want to hear about the new handbag he bought you, how he's doing it, because they only respect that hyena archetype of relationship. So if a woman is more traditional minded and feminine, and she's telling the sisterhood how she's treating her husband good, they almost would like chastise her. What's wrong with you? You're a fool.
Right.
That man should be buying you bags, massaging your feet, and cooking for you, and cleaning, and doing. He better be paying for a lot of things for you. They'll shame her, and they're almost like it's like that male hyena treating men good in that community or that culture. it's frowned upon, to be honest with you.
What is your struggles with that, man? When men, like it was just normal to cook men a healthy meal back in the day, but now it's shamed upon. How do you reconcile the delusion, man? How do you reconcile that level of delusion?
I just for men, you have no choice. You level up for you and replacement. You just, like I said, outside of the 5% women, you don't even evaluate them or even deal with them. You just, okay, you're not that type of woman. You put yourself in a position to say next. And that's why some of the brothers you might be marrying. I see the young brother, Austin Holloway. Where's he at? He's in Namibia or Kenya or somewhere. You might be married. You might be finding a wife in a traditional culture that respects men. I mean, don't get me wrong. The internet is everywhere. Feminism is spreading like a virus, but you have better chances in a more traditional culture that respect masculinity and with laws that are more favorable to men.
I totally agree, but I just don't see it happening in our lifetime, man.
Of female responsibilities while maintaining male obligations created this imbalanced dynamic. I see young men completely confused. They're told to respect women who don't respect themselves, support women who won't support them, commit to women who see commitment as possession, provide for women who see provision as minimum requirement.
What do you think about this term called positive ownership, man? It's a term that was coined called positive ownership. I think it's a good term. What's your take on that?
You got to break it down for me, brother. I'm not too familiar with it.
Okay, it basically means the man's whole frame and the woman is within the frame of that man. Okay, he owns her, basically.
I mean, I think if a woman wants to get the lifestyle that she wants and to be covered in a way where, especially when she's older, she's protected and she's not out here, commuting back and forth to work a month and a half out of the year and have the ability to, she's going to have to submit. Curry Holcomb said it best. You're going to have to bow down to something.
Right.
You ain't going to bow down to your husband. You're going to bow down to Master Charlie. One way or another, they're going to get you to bow down. You're better off with just serving your husband and submitting to him. Mm-hmm. They're going to make you submit. You're going to submit to the government or Master Charlie, I call it the boss at work, whoever it is. And that don't matter what race you are, white, black, or whatever. You're going to submit to somebody.
No, I agree. They're going to submit to somebody. And they will be wise to submit to their husbands, man. Because a man putting his life on the line, that's the greatest honor that a man can give to a woman. But sadly, only in America, submission to your man is a dirty word. Like I said, we went from husband to spouse to partner.
Right.
From husband to spouse to partner. This is how bad the world is. And people don't even see it. Like you and I can talk about it because we remember when things were more traditional and normal.
Right.
But the newer generation, they don't know what normal is.
Yeah, they don't know. And I think so. I mean, Gregory Scotland made a comment there. He said, kosher and a peaceful life. These women are online indirectly and getting support from men. Why are so many publicly complaining about their living and financial or job status? And the truth of the matter is because, to be honest with you, because Trump won the election.
Right.
And all of the programs that they're benefiting from have been canceled. They're scared for the first time in many years. They were scared when he won the election the first time. Now they're really scared now because all of these government programs have been killed. You think if Harris won the election, these women would be on, man, they'd be talking mad-ish to the brothers right now if she won the election. So what happens inevitably when they see that there's no longer any government support and the carpet has been rubbed, the government empowerment, which is government has been their man. When you start pulling that carpet from around, for the first time, they've had some real insecurities in life. Because the last time it was during the COVID outbreak. Now it's like, what the hell? People are talking about, removing all of these protections for women, this government empowerment programs, all this, and they even reframing things with the Department of Education and student loans. So for the first time ever, they're like, well, shoot, when people should have been relying on family and community before, Now they see that the government ain't got their back like that. So they're concerned right now. They're very concerned.
Yeah. It's scary. It's scary to a lot, man. And you know, like I said, Teddy Pendergrass said the whole world is laughing at me selling food.
Cognitive dissonance is breaking men's spirits.
Hi, not that anyone cares, but
And look at this young lady. You begin to see a lot of women uncovered. A lot of them are being uncovered. But hold tight.
okay, bye.
I head to the middle of Times Square because that's where the overnight shelter I go to is. So those types of shelters, you're not allowed to sleep like flat on like the floor or on a mattress. So we can only sleep on fold-out chairs. You don't really think about how like bad it seems or it looks because that's like your only option. This is better than me being on like a sidewalk.
You live up in Delaware, Jersey, man. What are you seeing as far as female homelessness, man? I mean, I don't know if you traverse the broader inner cities, but what are you seeing, man? And what do you think about so many young? Because this is baffling to me to see some of the young women that are homeless, man. But go ahead.
Female homelessness is an interesting. I think it has more to do with just for rebellion because it's hard to imagine females being homeless because there's so many men out here that will gladly we have infested with simps. So homelessness is a strange thing for me unless they got some mental illness. What was interesting you said that because I was just at the shop right not so long ago, you know, diving into some sweet potato pie, which I shouldn't have been eating. But as I was parking there, the repo man came and got a nice Audi SUV right. I mean, he must have followed her to the park to the shop, right? I can't show you the images because you know I don't like to really expose people's suffering. I don't want to see anybody suffer financially, but I did record it. But I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to delete it because I don't want to. You know what I mean? Because somebody because she had a kid with her. Right. That's why I'm going to delete it. If she was by herself, that's one thing. But she had a kid with her, so they took the car, and he like just mounted that car up, and he was out of there right in the shop. So the repo thing is big right now. And again, where's the man? Why is this financial situation going on? Why is there no car? So many cars are getting repossessed. You see it every time I go to a neighborhood somewhere. Boom, some guy. Right now. This is one of the. Well, let's see. People aren't asleep now. They probably come out in a little bit. You see the repo guys looking for cars. Yeah, that's how bad it is, man. It's bad.
Yeah. So you see that a lot. You see that a lot up in Jersey.
Up in this area, yeah, I see it a lot. I just saw one. I'll send you the clip, and you text you the clip of it. But it's like, yeah, he just came and snatched her that Audi right out the shop right.
Send it, man. Send it. I'll play it. Send it when you get a minute.
I'm crying a little bit, because my sister, she sent me money. That's why I'm crying. I'm hungry, and I'm broke, and I need a job, and I requested $10, and I was like, I want food today. I want food.
So one of the things I talked about, man, is the 4 quadrants that women are struggling with: bio, psycho, social, and spiritual. And Erickson Maslow talked about a hierarchy of needs. This woman said without a full-time job, she survived off $200 a month she earned from part-time work. And so women years ago were covered. I'm just, and I know everybody's situation is different, man, but I'm just baffled at the number of women that are uncovered now, that don't have husbands, man. And they are uncovered. And with the change in the economy, man, I don't see it getting any better. I see it getting worse. What's your take on that?
I think it takes a lot for women to be in a situation where they don't have that many options in a society as a gynocentric environment. Because there's men, if they look halfway decent, There's men that would cover them if they wanted to be in relationships or they wanted to be in a situation where they're protected. Most of them, unless they have a mental illness, have chosen the condition. Either they have been rebellious or have disrespect. Because even when I worked at detention, when I was younger, years back ago, the boys wouldn't get no visitors, but the girls, a whole family came to visit those girls at detention center. They don't stand there long. Grandma comes to get them, auntie comes to get them. Them boys be in there months, nobody come and get them. But so that takes a lot for a girl to get out here in the street. I mean, plus she has a biological advantage in terms of there's men that would take care of her. If she looks decent and is cooperative and is a nice person. Even the one that's in the car, the YouTube content creator, who said, well, I'm broke and struggle. Man, she knows there's a dude that she's going to call when she's in, she looks good enough for consumption. But so she got somebody in her phone that will take care of her. And they all do, unless they're hideous.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Hold tight.
I've applied for retail, a lot of retail operations, warehouse, customer service, front of house, beauty advisor. I've applied for a lot of fast food places, greeter, server, busser. It gets to a point where it's like, okay guys, it's almost been a year now and I still don't have a job.
I'm homeless and I get ready for work at the gym. A lot of people don't understand why somebody would choose to be homeless, and honestly, rent was kicking my ass. I was paying $2,000 in household bills, and now I pay $20 for my gym membership. And this is the shower I use at the gym. When I left my apartment, I thought I'd be living in my car rent-free. The day I moved out, my car completely shut down, but it was too late to go back. I slept in that car so many nights without air and heat until one day I just couldn't take it. I told my manager I was living in a broke-down car, and now I sleep at work. When I tell people I'm homeless, they imagine me digging in dumpsters like this looking for food. I chose to be homeless because I'm tired of paying bills and I need to save some money. They didn't want to give me food stamps, so I'm out here living rent-free, eating ribs. And yes, I'm clean.
They're fake victims, man. I'm telling you. They be so fake.
They didn't want to give her food stamps. Why would she be on food stamps? I'm confused.
Well, you know, again, she just doesn't want to. Again, inflation is high, rent is high, it's out of control, housing cost is high. But the truth of the matter is, some of these people are just assholes. Imagine having no one you can stay with, or no family member wants to take you in, or maybe you have certain pride, or you don't want to be staying with them. But it takes a lot for in this country. I'm not talking about. There's some people that grew up on hard times and in a hard situation. But someone like her, she don't want to, she's like, I chose to be homeless. That's not like a legitimate case. She just doesn't want to pay the $2,000 in rent. But, that doesn't mean she doesn't want to be under the leadership of a man either. Because even if you paid 50-50, that would break that rent down to $1,000.
That's $1,000, right?
Right. Even if she had a boyfriend or a husband, her rent goes in half.
Right. But the fact she said food stamps, man, that part was baffling to me. Hold tight.
And my makeup brushes in this bathroom. One thing I hate about being homeless is people don't like when you make the struggle look good. It's a problem if I want to do my hair and makeup, but it's okay if I was living in the streets looking bad. All I know is I'm going to keep making my content and you keep making sure you pay your rent.
What's your name?
Rachel.
How old are you, Rachel?
46.
46.
And my heart goes out to this woman, and her story is tied to mental illness. Yeah, she's an addict. And so her story, my heart goes out to her. But listen.
6. What's your life story? How did you become homeless?
Well, I was born in August in the Dominican Republic. My mom was a heroin addict. She used to do every drug possible.
Okay. Now, how did you become homeless?
I gotta get there.
Okay.
At 5 years old, my mom started eating me out.
Tell me, you have to speak loud for the camera.
At 5 years old, my mom used to have sex with me. And then she used to sell me. I was raised on 115 in Lenox, Boston Projects.
Okay.
I'm all over the news.
But you know what's scary about this? Her mom did this to her.
Yeah, now this is a real case. This is somebody that really needs help and really needs the system.
Right,
Not
but not only that, her mother sold her into
it's disturbing, man.
into
It's
prostitution,
sick,
man.
you know. And but the thing about it is resources will go from this lady who needs real help and probably institutionalization to some person that's you know, just a rebellious human being. That's the sad part.
Yeah, and my heart goes out to her. My heart definitely goes out to her. But the fact that her mom sold her into prostitution is even more damning.
At 12 years old, I got pregnant from one of the tricks. My mom used to have me addicted to embalming fluid, so that I could, you know, feel nothing. And when I got pregnant, she told me to open my legs, and she wanted to give me a homemade abortion. When I kicked her, she stabbed me, and I stabbed her 11 times. I went to prison November 6th, 1991, and I came home December 10th, 2002.
2012. Okay.
When I came home, I have no family. None. My mother was an only child, my father was an only child. I'm an only child.
Okay.
Where was I gonna go? I tried to go into a shelter, but mentally I suffered from PTSD.
Of course.
And I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. People are very mean.
I feel like America, there's not much help, you know?
No, there's a lot of help.
Oh, there's a lot of help?
There's a lot of help out here. It's just who they want to help.
Ah, right. So did you have any counseling, anything? Because if you just to go to prison, I'm sure you explained to them in court what you've gone through.
Everybody knows I still see it.
Wow.
I don't like to take medication. I self-medicate. I'm just a person, you know. I have my GED, my bachelor's in liberal arts, my associate's, my master's in child psychology and business. I'm a licensed tattoo artist. I have my cosmetology license. There's nothing really I can't do.
I think you should try this, you know, get a job, try to get back on the straight and
I
narrow.
try every day. They don't want me because I'm a convicted murderer. And
Wow, that's a superior level of brokenness, man.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that, you know, this woman is dealing with this is even problematic. Let me show you this video that you got.
An example of what's going on in America right here. You see, recovery, right there, right there. Car gets taken out of the parking lot as somebody is grocery shopping. So this guy's probably been on her tail for a while. Look, he's got it all manning up right now. This was exactly what's going on in America. Okay, I'm talking about it. Look at it, nice Audi.
When you see this peaceful life, what do you see? Do you see somebody living outside their means? What did you see when you saw this video clip, man? I want you to break it down. Go ahead, brother.
Car payments you can't afford. Living again. I drive my 2012.
Right.
And I love it. It's paid off. I have no loan.
I drive my 2006. It's paid off. Right.
People can. I don't give a rat's ass what the Joneses think. I don't lay out here flexing on anybody. I can have a new car today. But I like the comforts of not paying payments. Some people, they don't care. But it gives me that peace of mind financially. But these people are making 1,500 car payments. Some people are, man, I've seen people make $2,000 car payments and shit. Man, it's $3,000 for a car payments. And you're not getting not like they have cash flow and business income that they can pay this with. They're paying this out of working, 40, 50, 60 hour a week at a job site. And their whole check is going to these cars, man. I just don't get it, man. It doesn't make any sense. So, hey, I'll be honest too. These banks and these car dealerships, if they can approve them and they can make the payments, they'll have them pay for 80 months, 100 months. They'll make them pay forever. So it's predatory lending, and people being financially irresponsible think that the gravy is going to keep coming.
Right.
And you're going to have to face it. If you have a choice between food, and especially with the Thanksgiving weekend coming up, and making a car payment, they just say, well, I'll try and hide the car. Maybe I'll hide the car around the block.
Right.
Maybe I'll pull it in the garage. But these guys have tracking devices on these cars, and they've gotten so good at tracking these cars down. They know where you live. They know where you work. They'll hang around that area and wait.
You're right. You talk to repo people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll get you sooner or later.
Yeah, I heard it so bad now, man. They got it so where the cars can take off, lock itself, and the cars will take off, and they can repossess it remotely. Have you heard about that?
They can do all kinds of crap, man. It's just like, I mean, it ain't like they don't have extra keys or can make different keys to get into the vehicle. They can get into that vehicle and get that car. But all of that negative equity in these vehicles, I mean, they're going to try and get that money back as best they can, but at the end of the day, that debt's going to be passed along.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like I said, man, living beneath your means, saving your money. Like I said, I got when I had my car accident, I got a 2006 Yukon Denali, had 109,000 miles on it. I put new tires on it, new 20s, rims. That was about 4, but the truck is paid for. I just got to pay that off. But I'm debt free, and I'm gonna keep stacking my money, and I'm gonna keep living beneath my means, and I'm gonna keep being debt free. I'm not getting. I can go ahead right now and buy a car cash if I want to, brand new, but I'm not doing it because it's dumb. Why would I waste money in a vehicle that's depreciating, and the car's not are nowhere near as good as cars were years ago? Hold tight.
See, this is an example of what's going on in America right here. You see? Recovery, right there. Car gets taken out of the parking lot as somebody is grocery shopping. So this guy's probably been on her tail for a while. Look, he's got it all manned up right now. This was exactly what's going on in America. Okay, I'm talking about it. Look at it, nice Audi, looks beautiful. And somebody came and snatched it. Crazy, right? This is how it is in America, man.
But there's a state trooper right to my left as I'm talking, and he's there, so she can't act up because right now with the holiday shopping, that store is packed. As you can see, the parking lot, everybody's stacking up right now because it's Monday, and everybody got to work tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday for the holidays. So everybody, people are shopping right now. So they have the state police out there. So you want to shoplift out there today, your ass is going straight to jail. And that's the crazy part about it.
Tim House
they bring out the state police.
771,480 homeless people in America. That's crazy, man. Paul said that that's so sad. I came from the same broken type of family as this woman. My heart goes out to you, Paul.
Yeah, salute.
My heart goes out to you. Gregory Scotland said, peaceful life. Remember, coaching peaceful life, all that you have to do as a man is just get into the gym and level up financially.
Well, I think it's like I'm a single brother, right? It's a lot. I mean, for me, it's easier, even for you as a brother. I mean, you were leading your household. Right. We save so much money because a lot of stuff we fix ourselves, or we can get it done, or we have the resources, and we don't waste money. Both of us are bald, which we can do ourselves. Maintaining ourselves is not as expensive. Fixing things, like I said, I need to put an alternator in my car. I changed the radiator out of there. I did that myself with my own labor. If you go take that to the shop, with labor rates now at repair shops, is around $200 an hour. So that's going to break your back. These women don't fix anything. I can get in there and tamper with the heater and mess with the water tank and all that other stuff. They're not doing any of that. They have to call in the professionals to do certain basic plumbing jobs I fix and take care of. So, we save a tremendous amount of money as men. We're not spending money like that. So when we own homes, I did all the repair on my deck and all that stuff. That's a totally different experience as a man.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. Real quick, man. I told Anita that most men have never had an orgasm. But I add nuance to it. I'm not talking about a physical orgasm. I'm talking about a mental one. So hold tight. they never had an orgasm. When I'm talking about peaceful life, I'm talking about feminine respect and feminine kindness. Something a lot of men are deprived from. What's your take on men not being deprived mentally and socially from having an orgasm? And when I'm talking about from a feminine woman that respects him and honors him. Because most men have never experienced that.
No, most men have never, and that comes from the tremendous amount of femininity with cooperation, or even better, when a woman facilitates something for you without you asking. Like you know what I mean? Like even it could be something like she knows you like coffee, and one morning she buys you some, or one day you looking and in the mail there's some nice good quality coffee that was shipped to you, and you get that and you're like, whoa, and she just thought about you or did something for you nice and natural that just you weren't asking her to do, but she anticipated something that you wanted or something that you needed to experience, and she did it, you know, of her own free will, kindness that you didn't even ask for. And I think that's when men have that mental orgasm, because we're, especially with Black men, we're raised in a culture where it almost seems like it's a crime to be kind to Black men. I've seen videos talking about treat that guy like shit. You don't want him to feel, like, you know, he get too comfortable, make him miserable, or give him a hard time. You know, F these men. It's just a male hating culture for the most part, you know, or they see men as just servants.
Yeah,
not to be loved or cared for.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate level of denigration, the level of degradation. And like I said, man, men just want to be loved, man. And sadly, the churches are not talking about it the level they should be talking about it. Men are not getting positively reinforced at home. I believe if every man was honored and loved and respected in his home, and that man had a mental orgasm, I believe the men would be a lot more productive. What's your take on that?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it ultimately would trickle down to the women and their experiences in life, in terms of a man who feels like a woman is really in his corner and she's showing him through her actions and behavior that, look, she's a ride or die. I mean, guys will do it anyway. They'll face a bullet for that. I mean, let's be honest. And not only improves her lifestyle, her quality of life goes up. Maybe she gets to really rest in her femininity, because again, I always say the best way to get what you want is to actually deserve what you want. And what we have now is a situation where, even with the social contract being destroyed by mostly the women, is that they don't feel they feel like just giving a man box is like the only thing they need to bring to the table. And most of it has been contaminated. That's the hard part.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something. Then I'm gonna end the stream, man. But you know, this is what Hoflation has done. I want you to look at this clip real quick about Thailand. You've been to Thailand before.
I've been to Thailand. I spent the whole winter in Thailand. And
I want you to tell the people about. I want you to respond to this video. Then we're gonna end the stream. I want you to respond to it, and then we're gonna end the stream. All right?
Dating in Thailand. Let's see what the girls got to say about dating in Thailand. Okay, Monique, you've been here the same time as I have, 3 months. So what is your opinion on dating in Thailand?
I would say from what I've seen, Black American men are not interested in Black women. So that kind of eliminates them, and you know, the Black women are interested in our Black brothers over here, thinking they have a better chance than what they did in America. I noticed that the Africans, the UK, and Thai men are interested in beautiful Black women. It's just our American Black men have no interest in the beautiful Black women.
Right, okay, so, yeah, I can say the same thing also.
All my beautiful friends are still single, not really even going on dates because...
What you think about what she's saying, and tell the audience what you saw in Thailand, man, with situations like this?
Well, I mean, you think about it. Why are those brothers in Thailand in the first place? I mean, if they were in a situation where they were experiencing success with the American black women in terms of getting femininity, getting cooperation, or getting women that are actually wanting to be with them, maybe they wouldn't be in Thailand. So the scenario is different for these women. Many of these women are out there following behind the brothers, going to Thailand places. One, and also two, maybe economic reasons, or maybe they don't like the political climate here in America. That's a factor too. But if you can't be successful in the black community in America that's infested with simps, you can't survive anywhere else in the world, because I hate to say it, the American black man has some of the lowest standards in terms of allowing women to get away with mediocrity on the planet. And if you can't be successful as a black woman in America with the American black man, you can't be successful anywhere. I'm sorry. You're going to have problems everywhere you go.
And listen, I want you to reiterate, tell the audience that it's not that black men don't want American black women. They do want American black women, but they're saying it's hard to find quality. Would you agree with that?
I think it's hard to find quality that's going to be willing to be under your leadership. See, there's a whole lot of women in terms of status don't equal quality. Education and status and income don't equal quality. I mean, those are all masculine definitions. What about femininity? What about cooperation? What about submission? What about treating a man with respect? When you get women that are raised in a dysfunctional matriarchy, it's going to reduce the amount of women down to the 5%. And I know some people may exaggerate that number. I just don't see those types of women as opposed to a woman, let's say a woman that's raised, I'm not talking about if you go to Thailand, I'm not talking about some bar girl or some working girl or whatever else. And it's very difficult, first of all, for any foreigner to get access to quality Thai women. You could forget about it, unless you've been in that environment for a long period of time and the people have accepted you. They see that you're a decent person, you're not walking around with the whores all day long and whatever else, then you can probably access more traditional women. But, because the preference is going to be for the Thai women, the Thai men first, Thai businessmen especially. But if you take a woman that's been raised in a patriarchal environment, who's been raised to bring, Thai women take pride in taking care of their men. Like, it's shame. You're ashamed for not taking care of your man. Like, the village shames you, as opposed to matriarchal culture where the village cheers you when you don't take care of your man. In fact, they love it. So you're dealing with two experience. You're competing against a woman that was raised to serve her man, and you were raised to basically kick your man in the ass. You're not gonna do well.
Watch your language, brother. Watch your language, but you're
sorry,
correct.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, watch your language, but you're correct, man. You're correct.
They're not getting approached by the men they're interested in, which is our black American brothers.
Okay, got
So
you.
I would say dating here is very hard, but I think that if some of our beautiful black women open up their mindset to other opportunities, they might find a really good man outside of those damaged black American men.
Got you.
And we know.
She said those damaged black American men. I want you to let that resonate, but hold tight. Damaged black American men. Hold tight.
What we've seen, the black-white effect has been real good on the internet with these white men that come over here and treat us beautiful black queens like the queens that we are. So I would just say to all them single women out there that are here in Bangkok or in Thailand or anywhere over here in Asia, expand your options. Don't keep it, because we don't want to be single forever. Like, we're already at peace, we're having a good time. Explore your options with some of these men from different countries and give them the opportunity to show you what it's like to be treated the way that they desire.
How women, white or black, treated in foreign countries based on what you've seen? This is not my word. You've been there you stayed there for about a half a year. What's the difference in American women being treated, white or black, compared to black men dealing with foreign women? Because she said American black men are damaged. So how would you respond?
Well, it's not just American black men. American white men also are there in Thailand. The largest population is probably European and Australian white men.
Right.
I mean, there's Asians there too, but I'm saying nobody's going to Thailand to find American black women. I mean, unless it's some sexual exploits, so they can get that on Walking Street. Well, they'll get the African black women down in Walking Street in Pattaya, or maybe on Nana Plaza, they can. But nobody's going to Thailand to find American black women. They're just not. And in America, there's a whole race of all different races of men in America. And okay, I see white men go to Kenya to get the Kenyan black women. And they go to Africa to get the African black women. But the American black women, unfortunately for my sisters, is they have such a bad reputation as being disagreeable and combative women. So there's a branding issue. Well, black men get a bad branding too, but I think it's a more positive situation for a man, especially if he's squared away, because we're considered as providers and protectors, and we bring resources, versus a woman is considered for her cooperation and her femininity and her ability to have children. So those foreign men, and that foreign standard is very stringent. We talk about what's going on in the Chinese marriage market. You go down there at the park, I mean, you get over 25, 26, they call you Shen Yu. Some old lady come over there and rub your belly and your back, and she say, "You're too old for my son. You can't be in this park. We're not gonna invite you into the family." So the Asian men are stringent. Some of these foreign men have stringent standards about weight and attitude, and the black men in the black community have bottom. Why would any black woman leave a dominant matriarchy in America, except for economic reasons, of course, to go to a highly competitive environment, dating and relationship environment, where there's actually real relationship capitalism, where women have to demonstrate real value because there's no government empowerment? How are you going to compete on the Serengeti when you can't compete in a comfortable suburban backyard?
Right. I agree. Hold tight. Let me finish playing this and we're going to end it. Hold tight.
Okay, Aaliyah, you've been living in Thailand for 1 year, so I feel like you have more of an insight on dating. So give us your opinion on dating in Thailand.
For me, dating in Thailand is ghetto, just how it was ghetto back in the States. I would say it's very casual out here. I think a lot of men are having their way out here with the Asian women, so like they're not looking for us necessarily, something they're used to having back at home. So like Monique said, just be open-minded to dating outside of your norm. I told you when you first got here, go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. You don't have to be like hyper fixated about dating, not you personally, but just like people in general. Thailand is such a beautiful place to be, and like you can make so many meaningful connections, and it could be platonic relationships. So I say go out, meet people, have a grand time, and see where things can go.
Yeah, they're not gonna get the same level of respect as American black men that travel. It's just not gonna happen.
You know what they're thinking though? They're thinking this. We got all these brothers out here, right? In Thailand.
Right.
You know, because there's a few brothers, especially in the Pattaya area, and especially in Pratamak over there, outside of right on the outskirts of Pattaya. But Pattaya, Pratamak, they're the same area. But they figured because they can go out there and they can corner the market on the black men there. And they think that because there's only a few of them, the black men are going to choose them over the Asian women.
No, they're not going to, right.
But that's female logic in their brain. Hey, it's only a few of us out here. We can really, or they had options or mindset that, hey, we can go out there, we can do the same thing that the brothers do. Meet men from other cultures too. And what they're finding is that the standards, how do you compete with some petite Asian woman that's fit and feminine and willing to do all the things that were raised to serve her man, take care of her man, and actually get shamed for not doing it?
Right.
It's not even, you're not even in the ballpark of competing over there. Just get out of that environment.
Not even in the ballpark, right. And that's why I tell men that they have a lot more power than they realize. If they've done the work, that they work hard,
right?
They God-fearing men, they got more power than they realize. We're gonna end the stream, man, but in under 1 minute, where do you see AI by 2030? dating, family, and relationships. Go.
Well, we got AI doing therapy right now, which is not good. And some of these dudes, they might just have an AI girlfriend for companionship. And I can see an Amsterdam environment coming here in America soon, where because of the way the economy going, Trump is out. What, the end of 2029? Was it 2029? He comes in. A new president comes in. If nothing changes on the political scene, and with the way these conservatives are moving, I don't know what's going to happen with these women, because at the end of the day, they may try and come back to the table, especially with AI the way it is. But I'll be honest with you, I see and it's going to be hard to create some Amsterdam environment for some of these women with the conservatives in charge. That's going to be hard to do that. So maybe Andrew Wilson may get his ecclesiastic environment if this continues for another 8 years.
Yeah.
There's no other way out. I mean, it's just too expensive to live. They're talking about 50-year mortgages. They're not talking about reducing prices.
I heard of that. Yep, I heard of that.
Extending time, adding 20 more years. So what that is basically is we're going to restructure debt. And there's no end to debt slavery. So maybe Andrew Wilson is going to have an ecclesiastic environment and the church is going to expand. But that's about it, brother.
With them days over with, man, and like Vincent Ellison said, what we had in the past is gone. We're going to play this and then I'm going to end it. And thank you for tapping in, brother.
No problem, brother.
Worth, and their worth will not be an inflation. It'll be limitless. We'll all start putting you on the pedestals that my father put my mother on. That my grandfather put my grandmother on. That my great-grandfather put my great-grandmother on. You know why? Because I knew all three of them. And they revered these women. And they loved them. Sadly, all of these men had to bury their wives. And I saw them all weep and hold their hands while they passed. And the word hoflation did not even exist in our community during those times. You know why? Because the women were so awesome. It had no countenance. There's no description for it. It didn't exist. We can get back there. So maybe we can get to a...
And see, women like this were worth paying all the bills for, even if it would be hard to pay now. Look how beautiful these women are. They're feminine. They're virgins. They didn't have any kids. They're demure. Men were mind paying or even struggling to pay all bills for women like this.
If you feel proud walking down the street knowing that you're not walking down the street with the village leftovers. I mean, like, nobody can look. Imagine the pride a man has to walk down the street and know that his woman hasn't been with 10 men. Or she hasn't, that whatever she slept with, she has not slept with, like that brings pride. What's his name? He said something. What's his name? Gregory Scholar talked about the chick, the black woman in Japan that was going off on the brothers. That's like, why would you go to Japan to meet a black man, American black men? I think they're delusional. What makes you think Asian men, as strict as their standards are, other than for some fetish, some guy getting his fetish, I'm gonna try some of that. They try that black box. Why would they think that culture, that man can bring home a black woman, or even a black man for many regards, and be accepted in a strict, stringent culture, unlike the undisciplined environment in the community, the communita? Why would you think you can't make it? If a black woman cannot make it in the black community in America, she can't make it anywhere in terms of dating and relationships. She has failed.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, man. Let me finish playing this, and then we're gonna end this, man. Women don't understand that their greatest strength is their superpower. Their femininity is their superpower, man. If they will be feminine and be genuine women, That would be it. But it's gonna be it's gonna be some sad men too. But it's gonna be a lot of sad women, man, with all these changes coming, man. It's gonna be a lot.
There's real competition, brother. I mean, like outside of America, they don't have all the government safety and government empowerment. So who you choose as a husband is critical. It's competitive with those women. It's competitive over there.
Right. I agree. We'll finish playing this and we're gonna end the whole time.
Point where we can throw this word away. We have the examples. We need to look to them. Some of these beautiful, elegant old women still exist. But Vince Ellison ain't gonna let you go until.
Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Then many shall be purified and made white and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
I believe we heading towards the end, man, and it's just a symptom of things to come. But listen, man, thank you for tapping in, man. I'm glad you tapped in, brother. I'm glad you tapped in. I enjoyed the little brief conversation. We're gonna end this stream, man. I'm gonna go eat and look at some football, man. Relax for the rest of the day, man. And I'll talk to you on the back end, brother. You be good, sir.
All right.
All right, guys, we're going to end this stream, guys. Thank y'all for tapping in, to everybody that listen and watch. Shout out to everybody that showed love and support them today. Shout out to Anita Stoudemire for coming on, gracing me with her knowledge. Shout out to that dear sister. And, guys, we're going to end it. We're going to end it, man. We're going to end it. But, sadly, so many believe the good lies, and some won't learn. Some will never learn, and it is what it is, man. But to those that will learn, shout out to them. But like I said, guys, this is just to bring clarity to the conversation and let men see what's actually going on in society. And guys, we are going to end it here. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to all those that donated. Shout out to the Wall Report for being the #1 sponsor. Shout out to Gregory Scholar for being our #1 sponsor. And also everybody else that donated, guys, I really appreciate it. Shout out to Tim Howard for gracing me with 5 memberships. Thank you, brother Tim Howard. And shout out to Sister Bashur for showing love and support today as well. We're going to end it, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And this is a long show, and I will be seeing you guys soon. So once again, guys, y'all take care. And thank y'all for the love. Thank you for the support. And we're going to end it. Hit that like button and share this stream if you're not a beta male.
Nigga ass, loser ass nigga.
Your video with comments about a
He's a
certain
loser.
other female.
Just to let you niggas know, we don't need y'all. We want y'all, but we don't need y'all.
20 years later.
Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, kings. And most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you.
Fire! Kosher clinician.
If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. Heaven and hell, that's what they told you. Real men put the strap down and we can toss them. Young heads pick it back up and young dope them. This is our culture. Now we talking kosher. Clinician, masculinity issues, absent fathers who miss you, mama drama don't kiss you, all a part of the ritual, this is how they get you, separate the men, women, clipping babies pretend to, damn, lovers, haters, acting like vultures, if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us, if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us, if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher, if it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7